Okay, we're up to turn 7 now, the 12th of June. This was a pretty quick turn, so it won't take too long to run through. The Germans did a fair bit of movement, but no combat at all. So out on the left here, you can see some German reinforcements moving around at the west-hand side of Utah Beach. These are reinforcements that have just arrived using strategic movement to quickly move up into this area. The Americans are starting to push out those boundaries, and so they've sent two Panzer Grenadier units up to reinforce this area. Also reinforcing St. Lo, and more reinforcements being pushed into the right-hand side there. Around the Caen area, there's some replacements appearing near Villers Bocage, and just a straightening of the line. You can see some entrenchment taking place near, just to the left there. And that was about it for the German movement, just strengthening their position, no combat taking place at all. They couldn't find any place where, there are a few reinforcements arriving, and they're thinking maybe next turn they can launch some counterattacks, but for now, just strengthening their lines and some of their weaker positions. In the American turn, the Allied turn, sorry, reinforcements arriving via Utah Beach and more appearing on Gold Beach. The Americans didn't do a lot of movement, but there were quite a few attacks along the line. Out at Utah Beach, they're pushing further north along the coast, again trying to put pressure on those German strongpoints. They are also pushing out around St. Clair-sur-l'Elle, still trying to push the Germans out in this area. And the British are trying to put some pressure on that far left of that German line west of Caen. And during combat, the Americans actually recaptured St. Eglise. This was a pretty low odds attack, but they forced, I think it was a DR result from memory, which kicked the Germans out. So the Americans have recaptured St. Eglise. They, I believe, caused some damage in the north, right at the northern end of north of Crispec Battery. They forced, I think it was again from memory, a DR result. I think there was a determined defence here, which let the Germans hold their ground. Out near Caen, there were British attacks all along the line. Now, there were a few exchange results. I think there were 2 or 3 exchange results along this line. So you can see some reduced British, but also some reduced German units along this line. The one point where the British did have success was on the far right, northeast of Caen, where they forced, as you can see, those disrupted German units back over the Orne. So they secured that western side of the Orne, and again are right in the outskirts of that city. So yeah, I think the Allies started to get a bit more aggressive with their attacks. And really putting pressure on the Germans there. There was an exchange result on the city of Caen itself, just in the northwest. I think the Canadians suffered a casualty under that armoured unit you can see there. But that was about it for the 12th of June turn. Just a lot of combat along the lines. And that brings us to the end of the 12th of June.